Today I'm going to introduce you to the PDF editor in PDFSub. Go to Studio, and you have two choices here. You can either choose Edit and then Edit PDF to set the tool before you actually import the file. You can also drag and drop the file onto this drop zone, or you can import it from Dropbox, Google Drive, or your computer. When you do import a PDF into the Studio, it automatically defaults to the PDF editor. On the left side, there's a pane with thumbnails, and those thumbnails can be used to navigate the PDF, or you can scroll through the PDF, or you can use this floating bar down below to go from one page to the next. And you can also choose to zoom in and zoom out. So once you have the PDF loaded, you can use this toolbar to do whatever you'd like with it. In this case, we'll add an arrow. And that arrow, you can change the color of the different portions of the arrow. You can make it thicker if you'd like. You can rotate it. You can move it wherever you'd like. And there's several different types of shapes that you can add. You can draw. In this case, we'll make it red. You can adjust the thickness of your drawing as well. There's an eraser to make some changes to it if you'd like. And you can also undo and redo changes that you've made. You can add a link into the PDF, which will overlay the text so that when someone clicks on the text, when they download it, there will be a link there that will take them to the page. If the PDF was a form that could be filled in, you can use this option on the toolbar to fill in the form. If the form was not fillable that way, you can use a text overlay. So the text overlay, you can simply add text. And in this case, you can also, again, make changes to the font type, to the size, the color of the text as well. You can use underline, strike through, italics, and bold. And you can align it as well. So you can move this text wherever you want. If this happened to be a form, you could simply use this text overlay to fill in the form this way. Nice thing about this as well is there is a duplicate feature here. So you can duplicate this so you don't have to retype it over and over again, especially if you're filling out a form and you've got everything just the way you want it. So there's also a form field option. You can choose any type of form field that you'd like. And there you can have options that you can choose to set for each one of those. If you had an image in the document, you can replace the image using this tool. There is a redact tool as well. So you can choose to redact either one part of your document, or you can choose a large portion of it. When these changes are applied, for example, like this, and then this document is saved or downloaded, the redaction is burned into it's flattened and burned into the PDF so that it becomes a permanent part of that and it cannot be removed. But since we're editing here, we can remove it and change it. Now you'll notice here when I applied the changes, there are different versions. So I can go back. You notice I removed the redaction, but I can go back and revert back to the state it was in at the time that I applied the changes. And that gives you the ability to quickly undo a lot of changes that you may have made in between different versions where you applied those changes, and quickly get back to where you wanted to be in the first place. Now, besides that, besides the redaction, you can also add stamps. So you can stamp this as, say, a final draft. You can always rotate these and resize them to make it look however you want. But also you can add a custom stamp here as well. So we've added a custom stamp to this. There's a signature feature here. So you can either write your signature here. You can choose the color of the ink that you'd like to use. Or if you don't have a really steady hand, you can simply type your name into this using the font that they have here. Or you can upload a pre-signed image into the document. And then if we have a form here, we can simply take our signature and resize it to fit the area where we're going to be adding our signature. So we can also highlight portions of this if we wanted to. So large or small, depending on what you want to do. You can adjust this however you need to do the highlighting. And you can also choose the color of this as well, and the different layers of opacity, so you can make it much stronger or more transparent depending on what you want to do. There is a sticky note feature here as well. So you can actually add a note to this and put it wherever you'd like to add a sticky note to this. If you needed to add an image, you can add the image here as well. And when you add the image will be added wherever you'd like. You can resize, rotate, or do whatever you'd like with the image. And we can also edit text. So for example, if we were editing this, we can do that. And now if we apply our changes, now you can see here on the right, we now have two different versions, and it has our changes. If we want to download this, we can simply download it as the PDF. Or we can send this to the compress tool to compress this and make it smaller. We can print this on our printer. And of course, your printer on many systems will also allow you to save it as a PDF, which it already is. And you can share this as well. So if I wanted to share this, I can have it create a link for me. I can choose the expiration time on this as well. And then I can create the link, and the link will show up in the history here, and it will show me the number of times it was downloaded, who viewed it, and things like that. So, and then if you choose to export this as a different file, you have many different options to choose from to export this as a different file as well. Now on this left side, under the thumbnail pane, you have another area here where you can drop files to add additional files to this if you wanted to expand this document. Again, you can browse the files and import another document here, so you can actually create a larger document. If you choose to, you can drag and drop these to reorder these. So I can reorder these pages so that now page 2 becomes page 1, page 1 becomes page 2. And I have a different view I can use here as well, and I can also drag and drop and reorganize these pages here as well. I can delete pages, I can add files, or I can add additional pages to this. So if I chose this, I could add a blank page or add more documents. I can rotate a page if I want as well. You can see here, here's the rotation of that particular page. So that's the brief introduction into that. You can also save your changes as a template on this as well. So that includes that, and that is our PDF editor. Thanks for watching.